What is going on, guys? My name is Boss. Welcome to another video. So today we're gonna cast a battle between Warriors of the Chaos and Empire. Let's jump straight into it. And my opponent is Morgengrat, and he's a, just like me, a OG super good player, and he always, like, his build is always gonna ignite me. And this is one of the practice match between us, and basically we just trying to test different ideas and different setups. And now let's jump straight into my opponent's army. Morgan, he actually brought chaos, and as you can see, this is a super wide formation. At the front, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Chaos Marauders. At the back, he's got 2, 3 Forsakens, and then Chaos Marauders with Great Weapon, 3 of them. That's a lot of infantry, as you can see here. And for the very back, he's got Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, 4 of them. And in the midst of the infantry ranks, he's got 3 Chaos Chariot. And the leadership is Sora, the Ever Chosen, the Ever Watcher, and with Arcane Conduit, Glittering Robe, and oh, that's the, I don't even know how to pronounce this, the Golden Hounds. So basically that's like a small radius vortex spell. And that's it, that's the whole army. So very cheap, but definitely have the number advantage. Alright, so for me, I'm picking Empire. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Spearsmen. These are just the basic Spearsmen, very cheap. And then at the front, I have 4 Outriders. And then the leadership is Calfrans with the Regnant's Rune Fan. This is a super good ability. And Stand Your Ground, Foe Seeker, and Hold the Line. So I just want to comment on this. So I noticed that a lot of competitive players, they don't like to pick Stand Your Ground. But for me, Stand Your Ground is always like a mandatory, alright? You don't necessarily need to pop them on cooldown, but when it comes to the 1v1 duel, or maybe just wherever Calfrans is gonna fight somebody who's very dangerous, like with a lot of AP and anti-large, this Stand Your Ground is actually gonna save him. And it just did a lot of job for me in the past, so I think it's pretty good spell, pretty good ability to pick. Alright, and then I have 3 Empire Knights, and 2 of them are rank 1, I believe. I have 4 Empire Knights, and then I have Zinter's Rexguard. And for my caster, I have a Light Wizard, Jade Wizard, sorry, with Power Stone, Earthblood, and the Rigrose, and the Life Bloom. Pretty standard stuff. Alright, let's see how this battle is gonna play out. So, as you can see, I brought a lot of skirmishers, and so does Morgan. He brought 4 skirmisher units as well. So, this is gonna be very chaotic battle, for sure. And let's see exactly how this is gonna play out. So, I went for 5 cavalry units, and obviously Morgan had 3 chariots unit. So I would say that this is pretty close in terms of army selection, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how this actually plays out. So right now I noticed that there's a Chaos Marauder unit on the far side, and I just want to quickly get a charge off until then. Morgan is actually quickly responding by getting the chariots and those Marauder horsemen to counter, and then just quickly pull them back, because that's gonna be a really bad engagement. And then I just trying to poke a little bit onto those Marauder horsemen because I know that they're gonna cause a lot of pain for my Outriders, because they can actually shoot while moving, but Outriders can't. And these guys actually gained a lot of value, but they actually got themselves into a very awkward position where they actually got sandwiched by a lot of my units. And here is very interesting. These Outriders actually got charged at the back by Caesarea, and then they just rout instantly. That's something really annoying, to be honest, but what can you do? And these guys on the far right side is actually gonna gain a lot of value by tossing those axes into my Empire Knights if they manage to do so. And these two Outriders is actually currently poking those Marauder Horsemen throwing axes at the moment. And then Zintrus actually got engaged into those Marauder Horsemen, so they actually not gonna be doing that hot against Zintrus Rexguard. At the same time, I actually popped Foe Seeker and the Room Fan, and also Stand Your Ground to fight the Caesarea, which is a very interesting move. But I got a really nice little pocket here, and I'm just basically trying to just do a lot of damage into those two skirmishes and the Caesarea. Alright. And then Empire Knights actually charged into the Marauder throwing axes and the chariots, which is very good engagement for me. And then those knights, I think I misclicked. They should be charging into those throwing axes, and then they just get shot sideways, which is not good. And those two horsemen actually got pretty hurt, which is very ideal for me. And then I believe I have another charge at those clump of the infantry together with Forsakens and Chaos Chariots, which is good. And then actually these guys are doing so hot, they actually got rid of one Marauder Horseman as well. So right from the get-go, I actually managed to did damage across the board, and by basically almost getting rid of 3 Marauder Horseman unit already. And as you can see here, all my skirmishers are still online, relatively healthy. I just need to basically consolidate a little bit. And here in the center, actually Caesarea doesn't really want to fight this, okay? Like, he popped the glittering robe, which plus armor, which makes him at 90, but the thing is, Calfrance actually has a lot of AP damage, so he's not really gonna give anything, give a concern to those armor. He's gonna just do damage regardless. And also here, Empire Knights actually caught those Marauder Horsemen throwing axes as well. So I'm actually engaging Morgan across the board, like from the far left to the far right, and they're just actions after actions. And actually Morgan did a really good job by pushing those Chaos Chariots into my Outriders. Sorry guys, I just have to slow this down because there are so many things happening at the same time. I just really don't want to miss any detail. And then in the center here, Calfrance actually got himself into a very tight situation here, so he needs to just basically pull out immediately, otherwise he's just gonna get chopped down. Alright, so currently these guys are on escorting duty. Basically escort those more of the horsemen out of the map, and then I'm retreating with my Outriders. I'm chasing these chariots with my Empire Knights. I'm charging into those Forsakens and quickly get away with my Zintrus, chasing those Marauders, coming back in, get a charge into those Marauders, and trying to reposition my Outriders and trying to push in with my spears. And then in the center, trying to use Calfrance and those Empire Knights to catch those chariots, and then Forsakens actually caught my Outriders. So this is a miss macro, and that is super not good. And I noticed it immediately, but it's a little bit too late because they already took a lot of damage. And these guys finally finished their duty, and you notice that I still have all these units sitting there looking pretty because I don't really want to engage them right now. and these outriders are just focusing on those chariots now, and these guys are just basically getting rid of those horsemen. And I wish to comment something here, okay? So situations like this, when you have a cavalry unit and you have a AP shoot while moving more of the horsemen, you really don't want to give a chase because you're just gonna die on the way. And while you're chasing, you're not really doing any damage and you're just taking damage. So a better call would be peel off one of the outriders here and push those guys back into this clump and fight. And that was a little bit too late. But on the far right side, actually Zintas managed to get rid of those Forsakens completely, and now I have pushed back in with those outriders to just basically get more poking. And then in the center, Chaos have a nice little pocket here with support of Caesarea, and those chariots actually give my Empire Knights a pounding at the back. So yeah, just very action-packed this game. Alright, so right now I'm just trying to disengage with those outriders, and trying to use Calfrance to chase off Caesarian more. Just basically pop my stand your ground again, because this is like a dueling situation. And those chariots together with Forsaken actually managed to beat up my Empire Knights pretty handily. And now I finally peel off one of the outrider units to get rid of this horseman, which is very good move. And finally just put those Empire Knights back. And there's gonna be a Vortex spell cast into the Spearsman, which is not very good for me. And then I just basically charge my Knights into those Marauders, which is very good for me. Because those Knights have like 110 and 120 armor. Marauder not gonna really do a lot of damage to him. And then Calfrance needs to pull back onto the air once again. And Morgan actually did a good job by just charging in melee, because Marauder Horseman is actually better in melee than Outriders. And then one of the Marauder unit actually got completely shattered. I quickly peel off those Knights away to just prevent getting clumped by this pocket here. And then Calfrance is diving in again, I believe, or maybe just trying to help this engagement here, I'm not too sure. And then finally I'm moving in the spears, and those Knights finally got pulled back, and like they were sitting there for quite some time. Like, I'm not perfect, I mean, and sometimes I just don't really see everything, and it pays like here. So basically those Knights got caught by chariots together with 2 Forsaken units, and now Calfrance is coming in, and I have Outriders basically surround this pocket here, trying to just shoot those chariots off. And as you can see, it's pretty close to the white line, so I believe they're gonna just route straight out of the map. But unfortunately one of the units actually managed to come back, which is kinda bad for me. And then Caesarea is actually beating up the Spearsmen quite handily. And the Chaos also have this nice little pocket here. And then Zintas Rexgar actually managed to get another charge off, and then quickly peel off, because I don't really want to stay for a prolonged engagement here. And then Calfrance actually chased those chariots out, and that lucky chariot actually come back and fight once again. But I have already just trying to dish more damage onto them. And here on the far right side, I still have 2 full health Spearsmen just looking to do something. And there you go. So Empire Knights are engaging into this Chaos Chariot, which is a good fight for them. And now Chaos is just coming back in, trying to just basically get rid of the Empire Knights, but I'm just gonna quickly pull away once again. And then Zintas is coming in hard with another glorious charge. Let's see some zoom in shots. That's absolutely glorious. But then I think I casted Earthblood onto them. There you go. Calfrance is coming in once again onto the KFC guard. the warp chicken, and the warp chicken is actually casting another, and then that's it. That's the game. Morgan actually noticed that he actually lost all his mobile units, and then there's pretty much just a matter of time he's gonna lose in the like in a prolonged fight. So he decided to just leave it like that, because Sasori is about to die to Call Friends. So as we are on the loading screen, not loading screen, the end game scorecard. Alright, so we can see that these Marauder horsemen really didn't perform that well, because I was able to just right from the get-go get rid of 3 of them simultaneously. Like everything just happened at once, and I took like a couple very good engagement. So that's the reason why I was able to get rid of them. So once I get rid of those Marauder horsemen, now I can just focus on those chariots with my outriders, which is exactly what I did. And with knights, you just basically come in and out. When it comes to dealing the infantry, you just basically cycle charge them. And with spears, you don't really want to push in as the game played out. Even in the end, I still have 2 relative, like full health spearsmen. They didn't lose a single model, because I just put them on reserve and I never just put them in any danger. Zinter's Rexguard really perform in this matchup. I think they are very good. They are probably one of the best shock cavalries in the entire game, and definitely the best for Empire. And Call Friends, well, he was just basically chasing Sasorian. Like he actually did all the damage until Sasorian did the game. Outriders did a lot of job getting rid of horsemen and also chaos chariots, and all to all, I'm quite happy with the result. And that's it. That's the game, and it's very action packed, and it's definitely very high leveled gameplay. And if you guys enjoy my contents, please consider to subscribe. I really appreciate that. For now, Oracle signing off.